Welcome back to the flipped classroom. Our topic today is writing circles in standard form. So recall from last night that there are two ways our formula can look. I can have x squared plus y squared equals r squared. And this is stating that my center is 0, 0 at the origin, and I have a radius of r. My second way it can look is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. This time my center is at hk, and my radius, of course, is still r. Just recall that when I go get that center, I'm taking the opposite of those two signs, hk instead of the negative h, negative k. So today you're going to see equations that don't look this way. We have to convert them into standard form. So let's take a look at our first example. Example 1, x squared plus y squared equals 8x. So I hope you still recognize that this is a circle. We have an x squared and a y squared. The coefficients are both 1. So again, to be a circle, those need to be the same. But I'm not in standard form. If I said x squared plus y squared equals just plain old 8, that would be standard form. But this here, I have an 8x, and I can't have that. I need a constant on this side. So my first step is going to be to subtract over the 8x from both sides. When I do that, I'm going to group my x's together and my y's together. So I'm going to say I have x squared minus 8x, and then I've got a plus a y squared, and of course on this side I'm left with just 0. Now to solve this problem, we're going to use a technique that we used earlier in the year, and I want to see a big star in your notebook here and jot down completing the square. That is how we're going to solve this equation. So, if you recall from completing the square, the rule was to take the b term, divide it by 2, square it, and then you add that to both sides. Alright, so it's been a while since we've completed the square, but you take that b term, the term with the x, divide it by 2, square it, and add it to both sides. So in this case, our b term is negative 8 divided by 2, square that. So negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4, squared, you should get 16. And again, I'm going to add that to both sides. So I've got x squared minus 8x. Here I add my 16 to this side, plus my y squared equals, I have 0 plus 16. Okay, so I just want to be clear that I added the 16, whoopsie, to this side and to this side of the equal sign. Now again, if you think back to completing the square, our next move is to take this term here and factor it. So I can say my factors are x minus 4 and x minus 4. Multiplying to a positive 16 and adding to a negative 8. I'm going to leave my y squared, and of course I have 16 here. Now I'm going to write this side as a quantity squared. So I'm going to say that's x minus 4 squared plus y squared equals 16. And believe it or not, we're almost done there. This is the equation of a circle in standard form. And hopefully that looks familiar to you. I now have two terms squared, and I have my constant number by itself here. So lastly, let's just identify our center and radius. My center is negative 4, so I'm actually going to use a positive 4. There's no term there, so positive 4 is 0. And I like to write out that 16 is actually what r squared is equal to. Therefore, the radius is actually 4. Alright, so just recall that this is your r squared terms. Many times it's a nice perfect square, but sometimes it's not. So I have a center of 4, 0, and a radius of 4. We're going to do one last thing and make a quick sketch of that. And here's what I suggest. We'll draw our x and y axes. I'm going to start at the center, 4, 0, so just 4 tick marks out, make your 0 point, and put a little C there so you remember that's the center. Now, from there, I need to go out of a radius of 4. So I'm just going to go 4 in, my north, south, east, and west directions. So I'm going to go up 4, plot a point, right 4, plot a point, down 4, plot a point, and to the left 4. And then as best as you can, connect that and hopefully draw a circle. Okay, and you can see that you have a radius of 4, and your center is 4, 0. So that's our first example of completing the square. Let's try another. All right, so we have x squared plus y squared minus 6x plus 8y equals 16. So I added a few more terms in for you. So we're going to do the same idea. We're going to group the x's together and the y's together. Recall that I still have a circle. I have an x squared and a y squared. Coefficients are 1 and 1, so we're still in good shape. So I'm going to say x squared minus 6x plus y squared plus 8y equals 16. So again, all I did is I put the x terms together and the y terms together. Now the only difference between the last problem and this problem is that I have to complete the square twice. Once for the x's and once for the y's. So I'm going to use that same formula. I'm going to take my b over 2. So I've got negative 6 divided by 2 squared, which is negative 3 squared, which is 9. And I'm going to do the same thing for the y's. I'm going to take this b value, positive 8 divided by 2 squared, it's 4 squared, which is 16. All right, now remember, I'm going to add this 9 to both sides. So I've got x squared minus 6x plus 9. So let's underline it. That's where I'm adding it in there. Plus, this is y squared plus 8y plus 16. So here I added that in. And now I've got to make sure I add it to the other side. So I have to add 9, and I have to add 16. So here's I'm adding 9 to this side and 16 to that side. Remember, we're balancing that equation out. Almost done at this point. I can rewrite this as x minus 3 times x minus 3, which of course is x minus 3 squared. Got my plus sign. I can rewrite this as y plus 4 and y plus 4, which of course is y plus 4 squared. And then I got to add all these terms up over here, which looks like 41. Hopefully I did my arithmetic right. And as easy as that, we have our equation of a circle. All right, so I'm in standard form. I can tell that my center is a positive 3 and a negative 4. And remember, do that little step. Your radius squared is 41. That means your radius is, a little ugly, the square root of 41. And that's not a perfect square, and we can't break that down, so we're just going to leave it like that. I do want to go one step further, and we're going to sketch this out to the best of our ability without a calculator. So again, I'm going to start with my center. I'm going to go right 3 and down 4. Put my point, and again, put a C there for center. Now this one's not as nice because we don't actually know the square root of 41, but I can kind of estimate it. I do know the square root of 36 is 6, and I know the square root of 49 is 7. Therefore, the square root of 41 has to fall in between there, so I'm going to just approximate it at about 6.5. I know it's between 6 and 7. So you can just estimate on your graph here, and we're going to go out 6 and a little more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 7, so I'm going to go 6 and a little more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 and a little more would put me there. And again, just do the same thing in each direction. We're just looking for a sketch. It does not have to be perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so 6 and a little more. And there. Okay, so again, I just kind of estimated what that radius was close to. And there we go. We've got our equation of our circle. Okay, I've only got 2 more for you, so hopefully a nice quick video tonight. I have x squared plus y squared plus 4x minus 10y plus 13. So you'll notice this is just a tad different from the last one, but pretty darn close. Still pay attention, we've got a circle, x squared plus y squared. However, this time I already have it equal to 0. I moved the 13 over on you. So we're going to do 2 things. We're going to move this 13 back to the other side and group the x's and y's together at the same time. So I'm going to rewrite it as x squared plus 4x plus y squared minus 10y. And I'm going to move that 13 over by saying minus 13. And just like we've been doing, we want to complete the square for both the x's and the y's. So try it on your own. Pause me, try it on your own, and see if you get the same thing. So you'll notice I got a 4 and a 25 when I did it. So I'm going to rewrite this as x squared plus 4x plus 4 plus y squared minus 10y plus 25. And don't forget to add that to both sides. So I'm going to add the 4 and the 25 to this side. So whatever I added to these sides, add to the other side. This is my x plus 2 and x plus 2. So that's really x plus 2 squared. This is my y minus 5 and y minus 5. So that's going to be my y minus 5 squared. And I believe you get a 16 on this side. Alright, well there we go. We've got a nice equation of the circle. And let's take 2 more seconds and graph it. Hopefully you can identify that center by now. I'm going to say my center is negative 2, positive 5. My r squared is 16. Therefore my radius is 4. So go ahead and get a nice sketch there. Center at negative 2, 5, and a radius of 4. Alright, well we've made it to our last problem tonight. 2x squared plus 2y squared minus 28x plus 8y minus 22 equals 0. And you'll notice this is the first time we see coefficients in front of that x squared and y squared. And remember, when we complete the square, we really want to make sure that x squared and y squared has a coefficient of 1. So my first step is going to be to divide every number I see by 2. Okay, and make sure we do it to everybody. So I'm going to rewrite this as x squared plus y squared minus 14x plus 4y minus 11 equals 0. Alright, 2 more things. Okay, so just like we've done before, we're going to group those x's together. X squared minus 14x plus, group your y's together, y squared minus, plus 4y, and bring that 11 to the other side. Now, again, same thing. Go ahead, complete this square. Check back with me, see if I did it right. You'll notice I got 49 and 4. So I'm going to rewrite this as x squared minus 14x plus 49. Here's where I added it in. Plus, what is this? Y squared plus 4y plus 4. Here's where I added it in. And again, make sure you add both of those numbers to the other side. Remember to balance your equation. I'm going to factor this. I've got my x minus 7 and my x minus 7, which is, of course, x minus 7 squared, plus y plus 2 and y plus 2. So we've got our y plus 2 squared. And when I add all those numbers up, I think I get 64. Well, there you have it. We've got our center of 7, negative 2. Our r squared is 64, which gives us a radius of 8. And again, we can make a quick sketch of that circle. So hopefully this wasn't too bad for you. I hope you enjoyed completing the square on these circles, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Come with any questions, and have a great night.